Welcome, everybody.
So weird.
Welcome to BeoTalk number 374.
It's the epic one.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been 7 years, man.
Yeah.
Finally get to meet.
Let's. Oh no, wrong button. Let's share some shillings. Go buy some stuff at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. There you go. And we have our friends over at Tigrino Studio. Same deal.
Making cool stuff.
Yeah, use the promo code for 10% off as well.
I'm witnessing the behind the scenes in front of the scenes. That's hilarious.
And buy Willie a coffee or a bourbon or
Ernie and Bert finally united, exactly.
And buymeacoffee.com/BeoWillie. That's our sort of super chat function. And we'll monitor it. And it's also for your topic and our questions. And yeah, that's about it for the shilling.
That's it.
So how's America?
It's cool. It's cold. I was surprised. He's laughing at me still because I sit with a hoodie outside sometimes. But I guess that's what it takes to keep warm in Florida now. I don't know. I turned to a sausage, I guess, completely now. So I'm going to die when I get to Montreal because it's minus 14 and I'm having trouble at 20 degrees, I guess. But no, it's fun. It's definitely...
It's nice.
It's nicer. Yeah, I don't have to tread through snow and anything else.
All right. How did you think the Orlando store was yesterday?
It's beautiful. It's a very, very different vibe of a store than you could normally come across. Very clean, organized. They got a whole bunch of cool stuff that you don't really find in other B&O showrooms, like this big, massive-ass screen that they installed not too long ago, I guess, hey?
Yeah.
So
it's 150 inches from memory.
Yeah, something like that. It's massive. Obviously, when you stand too close to it, you can see a little bit of pixels, but with my eyes, from the viewing distance that the couch was, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, we both got our hair did, that's for sure. For this, I even shaved. Look at that. So that's the story. But yeah, it was a very nice store. Got everything in there, including the 90s. They're a little cooped up in a little other room. But it's a shop with a bar, so it'll help you loosen up the wallet if need be.
It helps.
It helps, or afterwards.
Especially because this screen is like 70 grand or something like that.
Yeah. And that's a 2K, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What he was saying, the 4K is a little more spicier.
Like double, I think he said.
Yeah, I think so. It'll make sense. 2K, 4K, double.
Yeah.
But it's very cool because those elements you can just take out and replace. Essentially, it's a very scalable screen if you think about it.
Yes.
And I don't know how it works.
They said somebody wanted to make a 240 inch.
Yeah. There's one client that they have that they're going to do that with, which is absolutely. And I think it's in the garage, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can look at your car that is bigger than in real life, essentially. I guess it's the same like when you watch football games in the States or America on 85.
Yeah, you have a Jumbotron somewhere in your house.
The guys are 3 times the size of normal. But yeah, no, it was a very nice store. Very nice drive too. A little busy on the road, but
yeah, it's Orlando. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a mess. But in comparison to what the mess is in Montreal, it was smooth sailing, quite honestly. Didn't really see that many accidents till we got basically almost to your house. Somebody did like a culinary T-bone accident. It was funny because Mikey was saying, like, make sure if you drive here, you never take off on the green light right away.
Yeah.
Because somebody cooks through. And the point was proven maybe an hour and a half later when we were going home. And yeah, that guy took it pretty bad, though. That was a write-off completely for that car.
Yeah, like half a mile before that some people just rammed into each other on the same lane.
On the same lane. So yeah, I do not understand how that happens, but I guess if you stare at the phone more than the road, there's the results. So that's it. I want that big B&O sign though.
Yeah, same. I want this sign too, for that matter.
We should talk to him and order it. Because you can order but it's that probably that's a backlit one. The one that I have above my bed is not backlit.
Oh, I don't care if it's backlit or not. I'll just hang this like over there on the wall.
I should send you the B&O logo I have extra, as I do have them. Should have thought of it, fudge, before I came over.
Oh well.
Next time.
You know, I could put this on the side of my house too.
Yeah, to get robbed.
Yeah.
That's too much. I guess people wouldn't know what it is really here.
No.
Yeah.
What is bow and?
Bow and exactly. Well, probably we'll have somebody like myself, the nerd, that would see that I would knock on your door. Like, is this a store or what is this?
Yeah, I sell bow and.
I sell bow and.
If the price is right.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it was a fun event.
I have a friend with white 90s that are for sale.
No, I don't. Not yet. No, I don't think I'm ever going to sell them now. But
the glorious ones.
The glorious ones, exactly. So that little room behind it is basically their service center where
they fix everything.
Where old dead B&O comes to live again. So yeah, they have a couple of things.
I don't know if you watched Andrew Robinson's video of today, but apparently he got into debt because he listened to Wands and tried to recreate it and then spent way too much money he didn't have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed that. I looked at I saw the thumbnail just before we got online, but I didn't watch it. I'll definitely.
Yeah, and he's now sort of like, I should have just bought the Wands when they came out.
Yeah.
And when I see these, it's like, damn it. I wish I never sold mine.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20. But you still have a pair at my storage, bro.
I know.
So, there's two pairs actually, if you really want to be keen about it.
They're so far away.
For now.
I can't stroke them and caress them.
For now, they're so far away, but soon enough, they'll be close enough that you can actually carry them around your house. They'll be good outdoor pool speakers for you.
Yeah.
Put them on little dollies and wheel them around the pool.
At that point, I just need one dolly for $150, and that works the same way.
I don't think you even need to just open the. Well, if you're sliding doors and if you want a bonus, you can open the little window as well. But yeah.
I mean, there's enough cable slack to do it technically. I could put one outside.
One outside, one inside. But yeah, no, it's a very nice store. There's the beauties. And yes, the lamellas are not the proper proportion because they loaned out the proper ones. But, that's what it takes to make the clients happy at some points of time. So, and yeah, we do have a little video that will follow. It's a short one. We were going to do, I guess, like interview and whatever, but then we just kind of...
You kept talking.
We just kept talking. I think I blabbed for about a good hour and a half with him as well. And then we just decided we'll just do a little walkthrough and,
Because it's a very unique shop. It's
Yes.
not like something you find in the Netherlands, really. At least I haven't found it, other than maybe Henry Dibos in the south of the country. But that's like a dedicated home built as a shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even Quebec Sonder is done like a home. They still I think the bar is a very good addition to the shop.
Bar is here to the left.
The bar is here to the left, and it's not just you're gonna go there to get pissed, but it's a different vibe, I guess, when you walk around with a little bourbon, picking your 90s colors.
Yeah.
And they also have rotating art. So every 3 months, I believe that they rotate the artwork, which is this one was pretty cool because I think it was the MTV, old MTV.
Yeah, the director of art for MTV or something like that.
Yeah, that's who painted, I guess, and each painting was dedicated to a song of some sorts. So yeah, very, very cool. So what you see now in 3 months, I don't know what the turnaround frame that we walked in there, but next time you go there, I'm sure that's going to be different.
I think it's, yeah, I think some pieces were there last time I was there, so
Mhm.
they're probably 2 months through, something like that.
Yeah, so next time I'm there, I'm gonna see it differently.
Yeah, so you'll see it in the video, but on the left is the sort of front door, and you enter in a sort of, I don't know, what would look like a normal-ish shop, and then everything else is behind there.
The mandatory showroom, I
Yeah.
guess this would be where it's still cool because they don't really have that much wall to put that to invest heavily into these silly panels that, you know, if you need to change the product then you have to order the panels because you ruined the fabric. And also that fabric panel, they're padded, so they're a lot of laughs to work with. You
Yeah.
have to melt around the screws because then it starts binding, and the laughter dies very quickly when you're installing it.
Yeah, it's kind of a one-time deal panel hanging thing.
No, you gotta commit, and that's it. So I guess for Stefan, if you're looking for wall brackets, I'm sure that Quebec's going to be taking the 18s down from that wall panel soon. So reach out because there is no more wall brackets anymore.
Yeah, you better be quick. You better scout
You better
them.
be quick because you'll be sorry otherwise.
Because apparently they're not even making them anymore. Maybe STB still makes some, but STB doesn't really like sending stuff here, apparently. Tariffs and all that nonsense.
Well, I guess not even to Canada, I guess, right?
Yeah.
No, STB sends to Canada. We get stuff from We got stuff from Canada from STB, and I don't know how they teleport that over the border or anything because it's literally you press submit order and 3 days later it's at the door. But yeah, that sucks that the 18s are finished off now. My favorite speakers, I guess, as far as the shape goes, and sound, they sound better now than they ever have with the BeoConnect Core or the
for sure.
That totally brought a new life or breath of fresh air to them. But yeah, it's too bad they're gone now, and we'll see what else will come. Unfortunately, they didn't have the premiere yet, so we both kind of sausaged out on that. We didn't get to listen to it.
Well, maybe we'll see it in Miami.
Yeah, we're gonna go hit up Miami as well. So Bob, watch out. And yeah, it was a cool experience. And I think they all came just to, I guess, meet us.
Yeah.
Because usually that's probably just one person there. Yeah, Mark Blood says B&O signs. There you go.
Yeah. I'll have my sister maybe buy some stuff and send it over.
That's the way to do it.
And it still needs to get here at some point.
Now, she can ship from there without any problems. But
we thought of an IRL stream in the store, but you're so dependent on hardware and other people's networks and stuff that, and also
don't want to impede on the business runnings too when there have people over there.
Yeah, and just random people on video that may not want to be on video.
Yeah, so
I don't know that. I'm sure if you're a bit of a private person and you bought some 90s at some point, you don't want people filming you talking about it.
Yeah. And I didn't bring no traffic cones from Montreal to cone off an area where we could do that. So
yeah,
that was that for that. They still have a contour on display. The last one standing. So if you want it, go get it.
Yeah, it really is a great store. I really like this. I mean, so on the left here is where that little bar is with coffee, and the 90s are behind this wall.
Yeah, and by the way, that 100 years thing is also part of that crazy screen that they just have leftovers because they couldn't fit it all into that one wall. So that's more or less like a dynamic, the fabric cover that they have in the normal B&O stores that's sometimes backlit, but this moves and it's cool. But they have to finish, obviously, the frame around it because it was done not too long ago, I guess.
Yeah. Every so often, Bill Up 90 Titan edition comes by as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, that was cool. Very, very nice.
I mean, if B&O is going to make every dealer do this, that's going to be expensive.
And it seems like it because the B&O was very keen on it, I guess, after they saw that. But that's the way the cookie crumbles there.
I mean, I really like that the sort of classic store that's mandated is just a little bit, and
Just
the
a
rest,
little bit of it, yeah.
and the rest is much more akin to just living in Florida.
But they also do a lot of events,
Yeah,
so they also have to cater to that. And I think that, to Tony's point, the owner said that, if you do that crazy ass expensive floor, there's always that one guy that spills something or one lady that spills something, and
it's always going to be a red wine.
yeah, exactly. And you don't want to have this looking like a floor in an Irish pub somewhere or some nonsense.
That smell once you get in, like, oh.
Smells like Guinness. Ew. So,
but I mean, in the sense of a concept, I quite honestly think more countries should be more different, right? Like have, if it's possible, right, have something like this, where it's the company sort of front,
yes,
but then have something local.
Yeah, to give it that homey feel,
Yeah.
and also just separate that. Because not that I don't like the idea of having all the store unison, but just like I guess Apple, they're all the same, so there's really no difference other than where they're built and how many tables they have on the floor display.
I mean, if possible, have the front be identical, right? But then
Mhm.
have like dealers do something that is proper for the country you're in.
Yes. Or
'Cause-
the state or whichever area you're
Well, like in the Netherlands, a screen that big is not going to work, right? Unless you're mega wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here, it's kind of, maybe it's the area, but in Orlando there, it's a bit more possible. You also have a lot bigger rooms generally.
Yes. Yeah, the rooms are much bigger, I guess, than Europe.
I mean, apparently Orlando is going to get the first $1 billion home built pretty soon.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
1,000 millions. It's like, I would want to see that home for sure, as far as what it looks like. But that's something that, yeah, B&O definitely should be a part of, as an architectural complement to the
Yeah.
structure, because you can have a beautiful home and ruin it with cheap ass TVs and boxy speakers. And
Well, the other thing is, it depends a bit on people who actually live there. I would hope so for that sort of money.
yeah,
If it's just your secondary home, right?
but in a lot of cases, even my personal experience is that once the budget starts to thin out, the first thing that gets cut off is automation.
Yeah.
And AV stuff, right? Because they want to obviously finish, let's say, the granite and whatever else the budget bleeds the money onto. So yeah, it's automation always suffers, and in my opinion, I think automation should be at least 10% of the value of the home, which that makes it what?
100 million.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna do that math because I know it was a ridiculous number, but yeah. So imagine 100 melons that you can toss, not just on B&O, but I guess your Lutron shades. I guess you can go with some crazy keypads for $1,000 each from Lutron, and I think I could reach that budget if I wanted to. The only limitation I guess you have, and I don't know. How would you circumvent it? I guess you just have to have different subnets, because if you pass 24 zones of B&O, then it kind of makes it very convoluted on the app side of things and how it all works. But no, it's going to be interesting. I wish them luck to get into that project, because that's going to be cat's ass, 100%.
Yeah.
What else did we take for features?
Let's see.
There's a couple more.
Oh, yes.
I know I didn't take any because I was just busy blabbing. Oh, there we go.
I guess I share that.
Share this.
Quadruple S.
Quadruple S on the screen. But yeah, no, it was a good drive, good experience, very nice people. What else to say? It's just go there, check them out, because they don't have the database from the old stores, I guess, or they never. Was there a store in Orlando before? I don't remember.
Like a decade ago.
Oh, that's a long time.
And then there were the multi-brand shops,
which I think those more or less poisoned the market.
Well, and they ended, right? And then GDPR happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're in the area, please go there. even if you're not interested, right? Give them your name. You may at some point know somebody that lives there or goes there or is in the area.
Or if they need
Because they're flying blind pretty much.
Yes.
Like B&O is not that helpful. As per usual.
As per usual. But they also do service. So if you have stuff that needs repairs, they fix everything.
Yes.
Comes to 9,000. They do a lot of 9,000s apparently. But
I mean, they can even fix ones over there.
Which is very unique because those are very hard to find for parts, especially when your amp boards go. Depends how bad and what goes bad on the amps. But yeah, it was definitely a very positive and a good experience. Let's share their Instagrams. Yeah. I'm mesmerized by the behind the scenes of it all because, I only see basically my kitchen counter from the other side when I'm sitting on the podcast. It's been like that for a long time. So that's the owners.
That's the owner.
And that's really the owner, exactly.
The doggo.
The doggy definitely owns the whole bit and everybody's heart. So
yeah, very easy to talk to. It's not it's un-Danish, to put it that way.
I guess, yeah. No, they're very warm people. It was a fun experience.
Yes, we have ears.
That's it. So yeah, it was a fun place to visit, 100%. And yeah, like I said, they do vinyl nights as well.
Was it first or second Thursday of the month or something?
I think so. I don't know. We should have wrote that down.
Yeah, well, if you just go to their Instagram, message them, you'll get an invite.
Exactly. Reach out because then they have you as a contact as well.
So this is all the art stuff. This one wasn't there. There was a different one.
Yeah, there was a different picture there.
Interesting.
So I guess this is the artist, maybe, that's talking about this.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Mark Smith Art, so you would think so.
Probably the American painter. No, it's a very cool shop. They got everything.
It's much more colorful than the standard B&O store.
Oh, 100%. B&O is usually very cold, bland.
Yeah.
They've introduced a little bit more colors than there used to be in the yesteryears, but the floors are always the same. The wall panels are the same. I don't mind the wall panels because they're better than what they used to be in the yesteryears of time.
Yeah.
But the older panels I find were much friendlier for replacement and upgrade and exchange.
Yeah.
Because you have the boards and then the fabric stretched over top of it with the product, and then you install it on it, and that's it. And once the time comes for it to come down, yes, you have holes in the MDF or whatever that material was made out of, but you don't see them when you put a new fabric on, especially when you sand down the burrs from the screws. So
I mean, this is puny 65-inch TV. Like that's literally not even a quarter of the screen.
That's so messed up. Also, the 90s got demoted because they were blocking the screen. They're too big, so they are now.
Or the screen is too big.
I guess the screen is too big, but the 90s are too small. So those guys now are sitting in the little office where we chatted for a good amount of time. But yeah, it was a good story exchange and just overall. Oh, they had the 9,000 on the wall as well there.
Yeah, the lady that walked in and wanted it like this. So apparently she made an offer they couldn't refuse.
I think this is the worst way to install it though. All the dust falls in your Mac.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's more repairs down the line.
That's true, but for me, I just I'm more or less a fan of it either on the floor stand or on a wall bracket, either horizontal or vertical. But if it's horizontal, then upside down. Which then again, it's harder for the glass door mechanism too, right? Because it's got to push it upwards. So you can't really win unless you put it vertically.
That's another thing, right? Like they repair old Beograms all the time. I think this is a TX2, which is not that common in the US at all, but they fix it regardless, and it's almost pristine now. It's especially for America, right? Like there is almost nobody that repairs stuff. It gets
Very
sold with
few.
houses, and people just ditch it because nobody knows what it is. Really.
Nobody knows what it is. Nobody really perceives the value of what it used to be.
Yeah.
And also people sometimes don't appreciate that. But yeah, the service and not service, but not service, I guess, and repairs are very.
Yeah.
It's very scarce here. Like we have in Montreal, there is a NDG Electronics which repairs the pre ASC platform, I would say. So any
Yeah.
Masterlink and MCL and all the way down, they fix all these things. They do a good job, but sometimes we always have to double check, make sure that it actually is fixed properly
Yeah.
before you wear a clown nose in front of a client.
Try to turn it on and nothing happens.
Oh God! And I've been there once with it, and
Yeah.
it's very disappointing. That's a weird couch.
It's Florida, man. Some people are rich enough to be eccentric.
I don't know how I feel about that shape being hidden behind the screen a little bit. You see, the tiles are a
Yeah.
little bit.
I guess they didn't want to see any wires coming in or out.
Yeah, but it's freaking US, brother.
Yeah.
This is, you poke a hole and in the wall.
I don't know. The customer signed off on it.
So that's a 77 wings with an 83, I guess
Yeah.
it looks like. Or is it just because it's offset on the wall bracket?
No, that's an 83.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the last customers that walked in before we did the walkthrough was one of these eccentric customers.
Mhm.
I mean, they have cars and coffees and stuff like that.
And you wouldn't be like, I couldn't tell, but apparently, like across the street, not even a couple blocks down, or if you just drive down that, what is it, the New York Avenue, I guess
Yeah.
it was, that it's all million dollar houses or multi-million-dollar homes. So they're in a good location, but
Yeah.
Orlando's very weird architecturally, in my opinion. I've
Yes.
seen it first time for the first time. That's a nice picture of. Is everybody's time the same?
Pretty close.
No, that guy's running 5 minutes early.
Maybe he's always late by 5 minutes.
That's it.
Puts it forward. Also, that's a Rolex, so it's probably the cheapest of the bunch.
Probably, yeah. There's what Audemars Piguet. What are those? There's a couple good nice pieces there.
Is that a Patek?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's an expensive watch.
I bet you this is expensive just because it's weird and colorful.
Mm-hmm. So, Killer Fry did the order for the 88 wings. Nice.
Yeah, sweet.
25-week wait. Man, you can grow a long beard doing that.
Maybe you should make that a bet with your dealer, right? I'm not shaving for 25 weeks.
Come back.
And however long it gets, right? That's in centimeters.
That's the discount.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. Oh, we're a bunch of silly goose or goosei.
Yeah, they were saying that there's places around or near enough by where like HOA fees are like 20 grand a month or something like that. It's like, holy shit.
Which for the ones in Europe don't know, it's a home association,
Yeah.
homeowner association fees. So
in Europe, you tend to only find it in apartment buildings, right? From collective maintenance and upkeep and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's the same in more or less on the maple leaf side of this continent as well.
I mean, but yeah, these are just enormous houses where like you have security at the gate, security walking around, they mow your lawn. Also, everything obviously looks goddamn pristine.
Yes.
And they probably also own the road. So like if there's a tiny crack, just resurface the whole
They're
thing.
doing
right?
it, exactly.
We don't want to scrape your Bugatti on the road. It's like it's not the car's fault, it's the road's fault.
That's it. But yeah, it's crazy sometimes where those neighborhoods and the money people have, good for them. But 20 grand a month is a lot, man, to live somewhere, to just have your grass mowed or lawn mowed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you haven't even insured your house yet, and you're paying 240 grand a year. Wow.
Yeah. And your insurance goes up if you keep updating the cost of B&O pricing, I guess.
So yeah, good stuff.
That Ferrari was exactly where we were parked.
Yes.
But yeah, it's.
I also drive a Ferrari.
That's right. But yeah, you can buy a new Honda every month and then some.
If you want to keep that new smell in your car.
Yeah, just have all those materials off gas in your car.
Yeah.
Where is that?
That's behind you where you sat most of the time yesterday.
Oh, I didn't notice. I guess that wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's the bar.
That's the bar. Yeah. Yeah, because the couch was pushed in all the way back a little.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, from what I remember. I guess they had to because they moved the 90s over there, and those are big boys. One of one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little interesting little bits here.
This almost reminds me of those one of the 5 Centennial Editions 90s.
Mm.
I guess that's the suit you can wear with those purpley pink. I think those speakers will age the fastest as far as the look is concerned, because it's just, I don't know where you would put that. I honestly don't know where you would put that.
Yeah, no idea. This one was
interesting.
Yeah, this one was near the 90s in that room. I thought it was quite interesting art. It's not hard. It's still flexible and fabricy and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's funny with art, right? Once you see it, then you say, "Well, I could do that," but you didn't.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part of the art. Yeah, that's one of the events. Obviously, we weren't part of, because whenever that happened. But yeah, it was a very, very nice experience. And also, how can you go wrong visiting just yet another B&O store? Right?
Oh, for sure.
If anything, that's the fun part in it.
But yeah, go subscribe to them if you're ever in the area. Just go by. Very nice people.
Buy some set of graces.
Yeah, or just go by to look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're happy to have you, right? Like, I mean, if you buy something, it's better, but for them. But if you don't, it's all the same.
Usually, people don't buy B&O on a first visit, but they definitely get really infected.
Yeah,
and then you have to cure that somehow. So you come back and you commit.
Yeah,
that was at least my personal experience when I was working at the shop. And the best ones are the clients that are returning clients, because they already know what they're coming into. And usually Kareem is a magician at that, where people come with a dead Beo Remote 1 and for their Avant and leave with a theater instead and a new remote. So it breaks even, I guess. We're doing a poll. Let's do the poll.
Let's see. Simple enough. The captain asked, Willie, how do you 4x50 sound?
They sound great. But I was almost, not that I was surprised, but a little bit surprised how close the 90s are. Not mine anymore, because I had to shave the bass off of them severely, because I live with paper walls and people that have thin ears on the other side of it. But yeah, they can fucking jam, dude. Like, they can jam good. Apparently a little too good, because it was too loud when I was listening to my stuff on them. But yeah, no, they're fantastic. It's you can't go wrong. Even when we had the Christmas dinner and 50s took a break and the 3 pairs of 17s were playing. It sounds fantastic. The movies sound fantastic. One of my favorite demos, the Saving Private Ryan in 4K, Dolby Atmos remastered. That, other than getting splashed by water and smelling the diesel and gunpowder, would be the ultimate.
Yeah.
But it's an experience. 100%, it's an experience. I highly recommend it.
Get more 50s.
Get more 50s. I couldn't even fathom what the 2 pairs of 90s would sound like, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Too much sometimes, probably.
I think so. Well, I guess with the theater, it could figure out how much bass to put where versus, like, the yesteryears of Avant.
Yeah, but my living room is open to the kitchen, and it's not exactly small, right? But like 50s can already overpower the room before you even hit 70% volume.
Oh yeah.
So you need an even bigger space for it to
breathe.
I mean, if money's no object, right, it doesn't matter. But if it has to make sort of financial sense to the size of the place, you need a much bigger space than even what I have.
Yeah. But then you start getting into the problems with echo, right? If you have too much room, then you have to treat that first, because even though they have the magic of doing the room compensation and such, but you can't always fight the physics all the way. And not enough being with Mikey's. Yeah, that's right. We both are capped off, more or less. Like, for me, I'd have to hope for the Avant to die, which I really love that TV. But then I would, I think once I make the move to Florida, what I'll do is I'll buy the Premiere and put the 65-inch in the bedroom. And
buy a bigger screen for the living room.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this. I might just go with an 83 and put the wings on it. And
I mean, I have an 83. What do you think of the size?
It looks like 77.
Yeah,
from where you sit. So I understand.
But it's noticeable when you go from 77 to 83. But
100%.
You stop noticing after like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Of course, I'm taking the 90s, brother.
Yeah, to me.
No, he's still delusional. It's been 7 years and he's still delusional, guys.
You can have a set of 50s.
No. It'll be easier to move, I guess, than I can. If I rent a space with stairs, we're going to trade. Because I'm not lugging these things up the stairs. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, once you have a house, I'll just trade you them back.
Yeah.
That works.
And the kitties don't scratch them, I hope. Or they wouldn't.
No, ours no.
Fences, yeah. Well, you don't have fabric on yours.
I used to.
They didn't care?
No, Winston tried once. I told him off and he never did it again.
Oh, okay.
Bacon hasn't even touched them. He was so disinterested.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I say I'll never move them again, but I don't move them until I have to, quite honestly. But yeah, I'm not going to leave them in the apartment or some doorknob to have. I'm just taking them. It's going to be a freaking shit show to move everything out of that place once the time comes. But we'll see.
I mean, it's what, 137 kilos each without the boxes?
Yeah, they're 177 with the box. So, and they don't fit through the doors. So I have to bag them up, tag them up, and then take the doors off the hinge, roll them outside. I think the Eames chair is going to be more headache than the 90s, because 90s are already going to be boxed up. The Eames chair I have to box up outside of my apartment.
Yeah, but at least you can carry it.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's not a 4-person job to move it.
Yes, no, the 90s are a full day event to do anything with, especially like if you take them off the crate, put them on the floor, and then tuning. Well, the time lapse video that I did, that was 2 hours or hour and a half, I believe, I spent on just taking the boxes off of the pallet with the special tool that I have ordered. There I am. I think this is the day we moved them, yeah. This is the day they come off the pallet. But they're not fun to move. They're really not fun to move.
But they're on something, so that's not how you move them if there's nothing on.
No, you never drag them.
Never just go like, oop, on 90s.
Oh,
like,
those rubber pads would just completely shear off and you're finished.
Yeah.
But how long am I staying? I'm coming back January 6th. And given my traveling luck, it'll be a good 16-hour day, because on the way here, I got off at, was it Pittsburgh or Philadelphia?
Yeah.
I got off the plane at Philly, and as soon as I walked through the hallway, I got a message notification that my plane has been delayed by 8 hours. And there's not much to do on the airport other than, I guess, drink and eat and walk around, but it gets old. So yeah, that sucked. But we'll see how the trip back will be. And also, it's I don't know how bad the weather's going to be in Montreal when we're landing. So should be fine. It should be fine.
They didn't have the premiere in the Orlando shop yet. I think they said they ordered one, but currently they also said they can only order the aluminium one, not the anthracite one or the gold.
Oh,
one.
the gold, yeah. I don't think they're all available. Maybe
Yeah.
like B&O has a few to show, right? But
Yeah, it goes in batches probably.
it's also a typical B&O fashion of new releases, right? Where you have, this is what you could have,
Yeah.
but not yet. So wait on it. So yeah, it's the same with, I guess, Grace, right? You can only get the silver ones for now.
Yeah.
It
I
was-
mean, in their date or in their photo package, right, the press package, whatever, they already have the bronze ones available for the Graces
oh yeah.
and the anthracite ones and stuff. Like, they're not officially launched yet by any means, but like somebody uploaded the picture. Oops.
Oopsie again. That's what happens. Yeah, New Year is virtually here, Sandeep, but I still have to push the lawyers and get the visas situated properly, and then that's it.
Mr. Potato Fries says, I think March is deliver date for anthracite. Yeah, but we don't know in how many quantities, right? Like,
Yes.
is that to the stores 1 or 2? Or is that just like, oh, you can order it and you have it in 2 weeks? I don't think it's the latter, personally.
I don't think so either. I think it's gonna be they're gonna have one to to tickle with, and then when the reality comes to it, then that's when you get it.
I have a feeling that they probably misjudged the numbers for colors this time around. Because on any other product, right? Like, yes, aluminium is the most sold.
The goat, yeah.
Here, and especially in that Orlando store, right? They have gold 8s and they look amazing. Like,
Mhm.
and it kind of works because it's so sunny here.
Yes.
Because it doesn't look as gold as it does in the Netherlands, weirdly, right? Like, the light is much grayer in northern
It's the
Europe.
same in Montreal when we had the golds are really gold, but they're not. They almost look like they're faded gold.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre how I guess the play of light does the tricks to the eye. But yeah, definitely not my color still,
Sure, but it works.
but it works. Exactly, it works.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Now you should come and join us here.
That's it. We'll pull up one more chair.
Leave Norway. Take your rowing boat. Come over the old Viking roads. Take an axe with.
The Viking Strasse. That's it. But yeah, it's good. It was good times. It's still good times. And yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre to just get off the airport and see Mikey in real life. That was definitely, a moment that I guess was long coming, very long time coming, and it finally is here. So yeah, now we're just hanging out and have my bourbon and cigars and fucking wrapped up in blankets and a hoodie.
It's not that cold at night.
He sits in I don't understand, man. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I just readjusted. I don't know what. I need to power cycle myself or something, for God's sake. It's just stupid. Yeah, I sit there with my Milwaukee little heated vest and cooking. So it's
No, we don't wear enough flannel for a Hallmark rom-com.
That's it. You definitely saw Mikey before me. We've never met. This is the 23rd of December was the first time we've ever shook hands together. Like, we've never met. It was never really possible at the first when it started, and then everybody had to wear a tinfoil hat since 2020 for a while, and the traveling was also a lot of laughs. and I didn't want to get poked, so I didn't go. And now we're here.
Well, regardless, at the time, it was weird. And then you got banned as well.
And then I got banned, yeah, on top of it. I
Didn't
got banned to
help.
re-enter US. So once the pardon came in, then I was still in doubts to see, because they have that godly power regardless of what. And I didn't know if the guy might have slept wrong and whatever. And maybe I looked different at him and they could have just turned my ass around and say sorry. But they didn't.
Excuse me, they say sorry on this side of the board.
I don't know what
They say sorry.
Sorry. Well, I'm sorry.
They don't say sorry.
So yeah, that was no, it worked. It worked out. I flew. Still got punished 8 hours in Philly from the airport for no reason to hang out.
Well, at least you were in the country.
At least I was in the country. Yes, I didn't know what hoagies were, and they had hoagies all over the airport. I'm like, what the fuck is a hoagie? And then we had one
good
here in
stuff.
Dallas. It's really good, actually. I should have had some right there and then, but well, you live and learn.
Oh well, it could be worse.
Now we're just gonna
Could have been stuck in Detroit or something.
Oh, for the love of God. Well, I was looking at different flights, dude, because 8 hours, that gives you enough creative boredom to go and start exploring your options. But
I was thinking, can I drive it?
oh shit,
No, it's a bit longer.
it's way too much. Yeah, it's way too much. It's let me simmer and sit. We'll meet when we meet. But yeah, it was every flight is a flight, man. As long as we touch the rubber side down, I'm happy with it. So yeah, always go direct if you can.
Yeah. New lesson learned.
Well, but the direct flights were way more expensive, double the price.
Yeah.
Right. So then again, like, do you save the money and waste a day, or do you waste the money and save a day? So
I mean,
but the next one I'm definitely gonna try for a direct.
It's for sure different here. Like, you have the same connecting hopping flights in Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're nowhere near as shit as here. For some reason, especially national flights within the country, I don't know what's happening all the time. I've heard from people all over, people that fly all the time, right? They've now started preferring to drive again.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just less fuss.
And it probably takes you the same time if you're stuck with the airport for hours on end. Or
It depends on where you're going, right? But if there's a snowstorm or
whatever.
I mean, one of the first or second times we came here, once we owned the house, right? Like, we were in the air and some hurricane or whatever storm was coming through, and we were just circling over Tampa
Till it passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like every 15 minutes, you see Tampa, and then you go back out again, and you see Tampa again.
Oh,
we spent
man.
like an extra 2.5 hours in the air.
Yeah, my mom also, when she was in Hawaii before Christmas, they got stuck. They couldn't land in Calgary, so they flew them to Saskatchewan.
Oh, very close.
Very close. Just stone's throw away, I guess.
Yeah. And they took a bus or something.
Fudge sticks, man. So they were there, and they wouldn't let the people off that had a connected flight from Calgary to Saskatchewan.
Oh my God.
So imagine the feels bad when you're in Saskatoon or Regina, whatever the heck, wherever they landed. And that's where you're actually going. But no, you're going back to Calgary, get your connecting flight, and then fly back where you just came from. So yeah, I can completely understand and agree with the frustration of it. The travel industry just kind of sucks nowadays.
I mean, if I go to the Midwest, if I need to do anything, I tend to drive because, I mean, the flights are okay, but they're only twice a week direct.
And that, and also if you drive, then you're not really tied in the other side of it, right? Because you have the freedom of the vehicle. Or
so I can take whatever I want. Like, I can take 2 bags or 3 or 4, right?
Exactly.
Just stuff the car if I want to.
Yeah. No overweight, no charges, no damage, because that's one thing that I really worry the most is it's not the weight, it's how they throw it into and off the plane.
Also here, being with gas prices being so low, I don't know what they are in Europe now, but they're like $2.50 a gallon here. And I mean, the gas is roughly equivalent to a plane ticket to go to like Chicago.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes longer, but I don't know. I like driving. I like long distance driving, and you also see the world instead of just cloudy skies or whatever else have you. Really,
Yeah.
Yeah. With my luck, I always sit beside a person that's like bigger than you and just shoulder to shoulder. I tend to take the aisle seats. I don't know where I took that advice from, but I always take the aisle seat now because if you sit by the window, then you lose that right where the airplane curves. It's uncomfortable.
I mean, what was it? Was it last time I flew to Chicago? Because it was a cheap flight, I couldn't pick a seat, but I was in the window seat, and it was 3 in the row, and I was the least fat person in the.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Like, and there was a man and a woman next to me.
Just spilled into the seats.
The woman was, I don't know, like 5'5" or something like I don't know, 165, let's say. But she probably had a good 30, 40 kilos on me.
Holy cow. She was just as tall as she was wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's America though, right?
Yeah.
That's people are massive here. Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Well, but the food is great, We're obviously
And there's a lot of it and it's cheap.
It's cheap. If anybody ever goes to States, go to Portillo's, man. Order yourself a chili jumbo dog. That's the jam of this trip, I guess. Well, for both of us, like we both like Portillo's, so shout out to Portillo's for making the great hot dogs, making the hot dogs great again. And Wawa's, I guess, because those are some good hoagies. Which it's essentially a submarine sandwich for people that don't know what hoagies is. Yeah, let's pull up Portillo's, see if fudge don't make me hungry, bro. Yeah, Portillo's is worth it. But yeah, I'm a big hot dog fan, and unfortunately, the Lally's, which was a very, very, very good hot dog place in Montreal, had reached its end of line at the end of this year. They're not reopening in the new year, which is very sad. There's another very good pasta place right beside or across the street, but that it's not a hot dog.
Their milkshakes are also goddamn excellent.
Yes. Yeah, the food in America, man, it's very good, and a lot of choices of everything. Yeah, Portillo's. Oh man, take it off. I'm hungry now. Oh, the chili cheese dogs.
I mean, it's technically fast food, but nobody treats it as that, right? And like, there's actual service, which is kind of strange for fast food. And
I didn't really get the vibe of a fast food restaurant from it. Yes, they have a drive-through, but it doesn't feel like it, especially inside when the interior is very nice. Everyone is different, of course, as well.
Yeah,
but food's the same, just as good in every one of them.
Well, I don't know if you remember Europe, right? But if you go to McDonald's, right, and you forget to order like ketchup or something like that, and you go back, right, they'll just tell
you. They have
you
an issue with
it's
that.
like 50 cents. Like, you have to pay them for the sauces. And here it's sort of like, how much do you want?
Yeah,
do you want like a bucket?
Swim in it, fudge, for all I care. No, it's the same in Calgary, in Montreal. And when you go and they look at you like, can I get 5 ketchup packets? And then they're like, Jesus Christ, like, I'm not asking you to pay my mortgage. Just give me 5 packets of ketchup. Like, what, is the whole Wendy's gonna go tits up because I got 5 ketchup packets? So yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing here, but yeah, the food is it's fun. A lot of good stuff. So we're gonna do like all the American things. We're gonna go shoot some guns too. Might as well, right?
Because Florida.
Yeah. All I can shoot in Canada is a BB gun. Even that doesn't really jive.
Any fine tuning of equipment while here?
Not really. It's not needed. It all sounds great. We both have more or less the same ear now that since you brought it up. Yeah. I think that, we both. I agree with the sound completely. Like, I've listened to my own tracks just, to cross-reference, and it sounds great. In fact, if anything, I'm gonna have to tune a little bit at my house, but I think that there's the amount of software updates that have gone through the theater. You have to do it now,
Yes.
and I haven't done it since. Well, I moved into the apartment 2 years ago. No, a year and a half ago, I guess. So my software was like on 2.4 or something, maybe 3 version, and then yeah, we're 4 now. We're into 5.10 and whatever the decimals are. But yeah, there is some things that I need to figure out sound wise. Also, for some reason, with the new software, my Ghost speakers disappeared.
Good. Finally.
Yeah, I saw that on Discord. Somebody had an issue with it, and like freaking a huge list of it. But yeah, there was no other way to do this than factory reset and grabbing Mikey's remote and just go to speakers, and then you just click. I felt like scrolling through the Netflix series, for God's sake. There's so many presets. I'm like, yeah, there is no way in hell that I would want to ever reset this and then start over, because that's a full day minimum.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it's not fun. Even though it is fun, but it isn't fun. I guess it's fun for the first time when you do it because the excitement's there. But when you already had it set up and then you reset it all and then redo it, it's just like,
well, half of them are also for show, right? To
Yeah.
give somebody a reference point, like compare this to that, compare this to that,
Yeah.
and compare stereo to surround, and compare 5.1 to 7.1, that sort of thing.
true image to direct and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I mean, I end up not using most of them. I tend to only use 2 speaker or listening positions, but every so often you want to change things, or you just, I mean, I rarely listen to the 50s in stereo in the sweet spot, but it's not a position with 50s that you shouldn't have, right? Like you,
Yes. I'm the same way. I don't
Yeah.
really utilize the narrow mode much anymore. It's just, they're way more forgiving in wide mode, of course, right? So you can move around, but there are those days where you just sit there with a glass of bourbon or a cup of coffee in the center of the sweet spot and just blow your head off for a few minutes.
Yeah, like I want to have that, but so you still need to measure it in, because by the time you actually want to use it, it's like okay, this is going to take a while.
Yeah, and then what? Now I have to take the grill off, put the mic,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. So yeah, no, I agree. It's there's a lot of presets. Have you maxed them out, you think, or can you actually create
No,
more?
I can make more.
You can
I
make
had
more?
more in the before last reset.
I wonder. I don't know what the limitation is. Like how many? I think is it 20 or 25 that was the most? Because I know with the 90s you can only create 5 room compensation filters.
In the theater, I think I had 14 or 15 at one point.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
Yeah, but it's everything from like 17s in stereo, 50s in stereo, the rear 50s in stereo.
Surround.
Yeah, but then surround with everything, or surround with just 50s, right?
That's
or
right.
surround with 50s in the theater.
Yeah,
or just the
5.0
theater with just the 17s in surround. And the 17s in quadraphonic or hexaphonic, I guess.
Yeah. Hexaphonic, that's a new one.
Yeah. And then I had quadraphonic for the 50s. Then I had 50s wide in low latency, wide, or 50s, 4 of them in high latency.
Is there actually a difference?
Yes, a little bit, not huge.
Not huge, but because I've played with it, but I never really utilized the latency, the low latency. I just put everything always to high latency. Yeah, it's Christmas. That's why I came down, and our well, not shop, but our company shut down during Christmas. And what am I gonna do? Sit at home and walk around by myself?
And say bonjour, bonjour,
everybody.
bonjour.
I don't even know how to say Merry Christmas in that goofy ass language. So yeah, that was the consideration to come out here. My girlfriend left.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah. That's not in
Spanish.
So yeah, my girlfriend left for good in November back to Mexico. So I'm by myself, and there was really nobody. Well, I could go over, either Etienne's or Kareem's, but that's only 2 people that I can visit, and it's not like, go for dinner somewhere. And
if it's even open,
and especially in Montreal, because I've never lived in a place where Walmart closes on Sunday at 5 o'clock, man. Bizarre. bizarre.
It's not an issue.
No, well, it wasn't an issue in Calgary, and when I first moved here, I'm like, okay, I need some stuff, and let's go to Walmart, and without even thinking, right, that it's closed. They come in, they're just empty parts. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, they're closed. How's that? Like, what is that? So yeah, Montreal is a little boring when it comes to that. And yeah, it was time due, man. I also wanted to test my my pardon.
Yeah. Oh, it worked.
So it worked, and obviously we're here, or I'm here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was finally time to meet. For God's sakes, we've been doing this for 7 years, and now it's the time, or it was the time, and figure why not? I'm gonna sit at home by myself. Well, I could have just bought a bunch of Lego and nerd it out, but then I wouldn't have the bourbon.
This is more expensive.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have the bourbon. So also the bourbon was a very big draw here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy an extra suitcase.
Yeah, go for it.
And we're gonna bubble wrap some bottles.
Yeah, with a shit ton of bubble wrap.
I know. I don't give a shit if they charge me tax. It's still gonna be. I'll pay the duty on something that I can't even get. And I think what will happen once I run out of the fuel, I might just go to Vernon. I don't think I would even cross the border. I just go to the duty free.
Yeah, why not?
And just grab me some burbs and then come back.
I mean, I have a box that's from the ground, literally this high, full of bubble wrap.
Yeah, I won't need that much, but
I even have these sort of massive bubble wrap bags for bottles.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I have like 2 or 3 of them at least.
I wonder if they'll break my balls if I go with one of those big gas cans, the bourbons that I bought here, the 1.75 liter bottles.
Just put them in a jerry can.
Here we go. What's that? Just fuel.
I mean, you get the new compliant one with the extra thing, right? So you can just click and
Oh yeah, I did buy a jerry can in Florida when I was here because I had problems with my car taking gas. So I'm like, okay, I'll just and it wasn't even that. It's easier to travel further, right? When you have a 24 more liters in the trunk. But yeah, the jerry cans here, like, what is that? Like the safety is too much.
It's against spillage because somehow the old-fashioned way of just pouring is too hard. It's I don't know. It's some federal law. It's not Florida mandating it. It's
it's throughout the U.S.
Yeah, it's the EPA saying it. Because apparently, like doing that and pulling back once it's full is too hard.
Yeah, I found that more cumbersome than the regular gas can or jerry can, but
yeah, they also pull a vacuum, so it's really annoying.
Yeah, it is. It was not fun to pump gas here with that nonsense.
It's such bullshit.
But as long as I'm on state side, I don't mind.
We'll get you back then and load it up with explosive liquids.
Explosive liquids. And I'll probably, I don't know. Maybe we'll visit the outlet mall and see if I can get some clothes or something. If there is one close by, no?
Yeah.
Just to check it out.
It's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, that's another thing that we measure time here, or distance by time, which is funny.
Yeah, I don't actually know how far away it is, but it's 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I don't know how far things are in Montreal. Well, in Montreal, it really doesn't matter because if you drive 8 kilometers, it takes you half an hour, sometimes even more.
Yeah.
We're here, there's a lot of lanes on the highway where it's not like that in Canada.
I mean, our major road here is not even a highway, and it's 5 lanes wide.
Yeah, it's bigger than, I think in Calgary we have 4 lanes around the Stony Trail, which is the major ring road around the city, and that's already considered huge. But here, man, but then again, it's still a lot of traffic on it. There's a lot of people here. So did we freeze? Oh no,
no, we're still good. If people have any questions,
fire away.
Yeah, go for it.
We're both here.
How was everybody else's Christmas?
Yeah, that's another thing. Did Santa drop some B&O that didn't get scratched going down the chimney?
Well, apparently, if you're in the US, you're not getting any because The General Depot is shut.
I don't understand how they can shut the warehouse for what 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's insane to me.
It's the holidays. Yeah, you're shut.
And also,
Even when it's not the holidays, it's shut.
But also, the location of it is kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
where it is in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Why? Like, did they do it because? Well, I guess the San Francisco store open now, so that kind of sort of makes sense. And so is the Vancouver shop, I guess, because there's only 2, I guess, on the other side of the pond or on the other side of the country.
Yes. Well, California's going to get 3 shops, I think, by the same people.
Oh.
So maybe 2 in San Francisco and 1 in LA or something like that. But even so, right? Like, I mean, that's so far south.
I just don't understand because everything, like the head office is in New York. So
Yeah.
I would have thought that, somewhere in New York or New Jersey or around that area, you would set up a warehouse that is, cheap to operate and then distribute globally from there.
I mean, Wisconsin is exactly close to nobody.
No, it's not. It's in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if they just threw a dart on the map and where it landed, that's where we're doing it.
I mean, I guess it's closest would be Boston. Because New York is slightly further because the coast curves and you guys are even further.
Yeah, but at least we're still on the coast side.
Yeah, but Vancouver is also even
Vancouver
further.
Is
the other side.
Disaster. Yeah, Vancouver is
there's no Seattle store.
8-hour flight.
Yeah, there's no Seattle store.
No, Seattle's gone. Seattle's been gone for a while.
Yeah, like 5 years now.
But hopefully, we need more stores in Canada, and not just in Canada, but in US. Definitely in US, I think there's way more buying power here than will ever be in
for sure.
Canada.
I guess Wisconsin is the closest to Toronto now, if that gets off the ground.
Apparently, they're opening it up in Toronto.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how the cookie crumbles there.
That's going to be rough if it's as unknown as it is here. I mean, I think one of the good things in Florida specifically is that we had that whole mid-century modern era, right? And like it was all Jacob Jensen stuff that was sold like crazy here.
Yeah.
Like Florida is one of the few states where you can find quite a lot of secondhand B&O on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I never really looked.
It's all like the cutoff point is sort of like the 80s on average. So it's like 80s and back.
Oh, okay.
But you can find quite a bit. I mean, there was the occasional netter with like 5s or something, but it's not as common. But like the biograms, like you can find quite a lot of biograms for thousands and stuff like that here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm never gonna never say never, but I don't plan on buying a vinyl or a turntable. But then again, you never know. I barely use my 9000 plugged into the 90s. It's just it more or less sits there because it looks freaking cool and it's a piece of audio history at the end of the day. So,
yeah, I can't even remember the last time I turned on my BeoCenter 2. Actually, with that power cut the other day, it may be locked up now. Forgot to check
put
that.
a pin code in it, yeah. We'll just delete the pin code.
Because I keep on forgetting to do it after I put it in.
I would have to look up how to do it because I forgot how to do it. Like, this is a product that's now pulling on 20 years, more or less. More than 20. I think it came out in 2003.
Right. Yeah, something like that.
The BioCenter. Yeah.
BeoCenter 2.
Let's see.
2004.
So yeah, it's 21, 22 almost years old.
I have the updated DAB version, which is quite rare.
Yeah, but the only dabs you can do here is smoking pot. There's no DAB in here.
No, but there is in Europe. Like everything's DAB in Europe now.
Well, yeah, because they killed the FM AM radio, no? So, it's a good piece, but I still, the 9000, it's very underutilized. But to me, I honestly just every once in a blue moon change the CDs in it to make it look different color, more or less. But I don't necessarily use it much, but it's still a system that I always wanted when I was a kid. When the 9000 came out, that was like, wow, you know. And
Well, I had one.
it's a part of the collection. I don't want to sell mine. I could sell it. I'm sure I could sell it for a pretty penny because it's in mint condition. It's redone. And I also have a brand new laser mechanism in original B&O service packaging that never, well, it's seen it in light of day once because I opened the box, but it's not something that that thing is probably worth gold on its own now on a Mark III. The worst is, I guess, if the power supply dies because there's no more of those.
Yeah, the total's probably $5,500 or so.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 now because of the 9000C and the nuttiness. And I mean, your floor stand is not dinged, is it?
At all.
Yeah, so
I even have an extra plate for it as well.
Of course you do.
So if I do ding it or something falls on it, I could replace it as well. And once you replace it, that plate is dead because it's glued onto that metal plate, and there is no, well, where there's a way, there's a will. But if it's already dented and effed, what the hell does it matter? You just fucking rip it off. Take that devil's double-sided tape that B&O uses that never comes off, and just replace it. But yeah, even the tip on the post, because that usually gets dinged by people, that is razor sharp still. So no, I'm keeping that sucker for as long as I can. I have the original box, so even if I don't use it, I can just put it away, and then, you know.
I was amazed, like the Orlando shops, at the amount of people that want a 9000.
Yeah, it's a very classic system. I think it's one of the most recognized ones that B&O does.
But just that, I mean, surely people know it's been EOL forever, right? But that they still go to a dealer and somehow they still source them, which is...
That's bizarre almost.
Yeah.
That they still have them around, and they still service them to the point that they're functional and working. So, but that just proves how good that product really was for its time and surviving all the way to this time.
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of the old stuff is like that. Yes, parts are hard, but they don't break often. I mean, the only thing that breaks unusually much for B&O is probably the 5s, but even they only break like once every 10 years.
I would say once every almost 20.
Yeah.
Because now it's the time when they're starting to bubble up. And usually the ones that we service, I had a gentleman that I did his chassis, but the way he bought them from Mark 1s.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. Yeah, they were Mark 1s. He bought those when they first came out with the 9000. And I think 90% of that time, they ran through the 9000 as an aux in for the TV sound. So he has insane amount of hours on that thing. And yeah, you gotta switch the chassis. You gotta, it's a maintenance, right? Like, nothing's forever, not even we. So at the end of the day, at least, yeah, once I go, there's no switching chassis. I'm just
well, you can get a new knee or elbow.
I guess, yeah. There's parts available, for God's sakes. But it's not. Yeah, it's the 9000 is just, it's an icon. That's all it is. It's probably one of the most recognized pieces of B&O in their history, other than the pencils.
Yeah,
the 8000s, right? As people call them. So. And, I guess being a sucker for this brand as we are, it's kind of mandatory to have a little bit of the antiquated stuff in your house.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to show the collectorship, or how do you word it even?
I mean, I don't collect as collectors do, but one of my sort of, I don't know, hobby goals is to have most of it at least once. Like,
yes, same here.
Don't need to keep it necessarily forever, but I'll live with it for a year or two.
Yeah, the only things that I never owned was a harmony and a stage. I've been around it. I know what they are and what they sound like and such. But those are the two products that I never really owned. However, I serviced. So I basically opened everything all the way back to 1987, 86. the Beo System 5500. That was one of my first ones. I guess the oldest ones with pentas.
Yeah, my record player in the living room, you probably didn't even look at it, but it's from 72.
No, I saw it there, yeah. But yeah, it's just things don't die and they look great.
Yeah.
They stand the test of time. I still have a Beo Center 9000 if somebody ever wants it, with a working tape and a working CD. So that's
email Willie if you want to buy
if you would like it. I'll give you a good deal on it because
it's just in the way.
At this point it's very sad to say, but it's time for it to go. Yeah, I think 18s, that's the ones that go with the casket with me for sure. I just like those speakers.
I would rather sell a set of 50s than sell my 18s.
Well, but you also have a very much emotional and sentimental value to them as well attached. But
beyond the point, like they, even putting that aside, right? They have never ever given me issues. Like
no,
the 50s have.
Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
7 years later. Otherwise, this would have never happened.
The 18s have always been flawless. Like they just work. They just
turn on and play and turn off when they don't. So no, I completely agree. I've never had, even service-wise, there's very little that we've seen 18s come by. Sometimes it's the power supply, but given the Montreal's power grid stability, I'm not surprised. But I only had one that had a bad a DSC board. But the nice thing about the DSC board, they're the same in 17s, 18s, and a 19. So if you just have order one for yourself to keep, then you're set for more or less for life. And I'm certain that if you order it and keep it, they'll never die because you have an extra spare.
I mean, also, like, unlike the 8000s, right? They're not affected by any like foam rot or anything like that.
Foam rot, the fabric stretch, right? Because they look like granny panties at some point when you have them in the sun. But it's no, they stand the test of time. I guess the only damage you can do to them is leave them in the sunlight and bleach out your grills a little.
Yeah, but I don't know if it came to that, you can paint it or oil it, right? Or sand it. Like it's still just actual wood. It's not.
I thought about re-oiling mine, but I'm like, there's really no need.
Yeah.
There's really no need to do that. But I do run a Q-tip every now and then between the lamellae to get the dust off.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know, they're just so rock solid. Like you literally don't need to do anything to
them. Just keep the dust off and enjoy the music.
So I mean, 50s are finickier. Like I don't know.
Especially when they start doing the Popeye, right? One lens doesn't come up, and what's that, and this, and
it sounds even stranger when one lens doesn't come up and they still play.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's a hostage rescue situation. But who do you have in the trunk, for God's sakes? I haven't come across that, but I guess I never really played them when they were misbehaving.
I had it 2 weeks ago. My front left with the lens
decided just
to go down, but it was still playing.
That's so weird. That's so weird. You obviously have the latest software.
Of course.
Yeah, we all do.
But even so, it's fucking like I didn't even notice.
It's inexplicable.
I was listening to it outside. I walk in and it's like, it sounds strange. I look over and like, oh, that looks. No, it's not normal. What the hell happened there?
Yeah, no, that's so weird. Did you have to power cycle them or?
No, I switched listening positions and they fixed it.
That's bizarre, man. I don't even how do you explain that internal error? Really, there's just mid-play they go down.
Yeah. But they didn't switch off. That was the weirdest bit. Like it was just playing, but just right.
I do have to say the 90s are very solid as well. I've never had really issues with mine other than weight, but that comes with the
but I mean, you still need some sort of network to set them up, right?
No. These are you can just take a freaking I guess USB-C to RCA converter, and you can just plop them in directly into the speaker, and you're laughing. optical input or whatever. They work, or
Yeah.
wireless.
Like they're so solid, but like they're right out of that golden era of like it just works.
Yeah. I really hope and wish that they do a DPL receiver
Yes.
box.
Yes, please.
I don't know how that would work, but I guess it would work the same way as the bloody WISA receivers.
Yeah, whatever's in the 8s.
But I think, well,
Can't be that large, right?
No, not with current way the electronics are. Like if you look at
Mm.
those little Shelly things that you got me, like 5 sticks, man. Like there's a Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, a power transformer, and a power regulator output for this in this little, what is it, 5 by 4 by 2 centimeters thick.
I don't
little
even
box.
think it's 5 by 5.
It's less than
Yeah.
that. It's less than that. They're really, it's a little chiclet. I was very surprised when I've never seen the Shelly drivers before till I was working at the St. Regis project, and we put them, which I didn't think that they would work, but they put them inside the box
Yeah.
of the, or the, not the box, but the neck of the chandelier. And yeah, man, they fire up, they work. The only thing is when one of them dies, it's going to be a shit show because that ceiling is 26 feet.
Get a really large ladder and
Oh,
build
dude,
like
that's why we
crazy.
were putting them in, because we had at the time, like, you know, it was a moving time, but man, you definitely lump a little bit in your pants when you're up on the ladder that far up and high. So wasn't a fan of that, but they were like the Shellys work, man. They're really, really good. Somebody said on Discord that you can't group them together. I can't deny nor confirm that at this point because I'm here. But once I get home, I'm gonna try that because I'm certain that you can add them through BLI into the Halo, just like I have combined my living room where I have 2 Philips Hugos in behind the 90s and the 2 lights on the chandelier that work, well, independently but dependently with one another.
Mm-hmm. So
it must be combinable because even in the BLI, I could do a slider with the living room and it does all my lights.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Halo, I just do the living room without I have the table with the lamp is where my Lego building used to be. So it definitely has to work. So I'm gonna investigate on it as soon as I get home, or relatively soon as soon as I get home, and I'll post up on the Discords what my resolution or solution or findings are. But I do have to say that it's fun to have the Halo tied in. The Halo finally has its purpose with the gateway. In many ways.
I mean, talk about weird marketing, right? It was an audio remote marketed as, and then they kind of forgot about it, and now it's a home automation remote.
Yeah, but I think because we cried a lot, they made it so it's TV controlling too.
Sure, but even so, right? It's kind of not that anymore.
No, and it's really cumbersome to navigate the TV because you can't really not look at the remote while you're doing the up, down, left, right, because at some point your finger just deviates to a different part of the screen because there's no really haptic or tactile feedback. Yes, it when you touch the button, but there's no real reference point. More or less, it's one of the worst reference points other than the BeoRemote 1 because that thing is just I usually wear gloves when I do installations and configuration and setup. And for that reason, I actually would always bring my own BeoRemote 1. So I pair it to the client's system and I navigate it without the gloves because I just don't want to fingerprint and grease up and whatever. It's not that I, went to Popeye's chicken and started rubbing the remote control with my greasy ass fingers. But I just, I don't know. I'm a firm believer that if you own it, you should be the first one to touch it. Is that the B&O's official Instagrams?
Yeah, Fernando actually looks happy.
Finally. A little bit of sun in the eyes.
Well, there was one iconic race where he crashed out or his engine blew up or something, and he just sat in a marshal's chair sunning next to the racetrack. He just was so done with it.
Oh, fudge. That's too funny.
But, I mean, speak about marketing in the Halo, right? Like,
There is none.
yeah.
What's that with the sheep and a 90 there in the woods?
What the fuck is this?
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I guess. I don't know that's so bizarre. I guess they're artsy, but I don't know. Like sometimes that art just goes into, I don't know if I'm too old or too weird to understand it, or I'm not, I guess, Scandinavian enough for their.
But this seems like copy pasted from somewhere else, because this is like a sheet of glass they're on or something. And like, also, why would you crouch, right? Unless you only want to experience the base.
I don't know. Maybe he's looking if they're level.
You should use a level to see if they're level.
I don't know. Eyeball it, bro. That's the best level you can get. If it looks good to the eye, it's definitely good to the eye.
Can you even level the 90s in the feet? I was just going to say.
No, there's no adjustment whatsoever on them. They just sit. We've had few instances where like they sit on the tile floor and one is raised up a little more, but I don't know what the devil's goat is doing there, bro. That's just so weird.
Maybe that's where the quadrat comes from.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. That's let's go see the next one. It's not to hate on it, but then like, come on. Okay.
I mean, these ads, I think.
Okay, now it does make sense. On the top of the building.
But it's dark.
He got caught fondling them. I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay. This is just.
So this is for their 100th, I guess.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, but I just don't understand the. What does that communicate, in a way?
Also, why are the 90s in grass?
Like outdoor speakers, bro.
I guess.
That's the new way.
What is he doing to the crown?
Adjusting it.
Yeah, I hope you wouldn't need to do it that much.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're having fun in the elevator.
Ed, hey Willie, do you mind sharing what is the group for those that you install in the Beano home?
What do you mean group?
Yeah, I don't understand. Please elaborate on that, Ed. I don't really understand your question. But let's see. Say what? That's what he's got.
Oh, wait, he's playing again? What's his face?
I don't know.
Is it Pogba?
I am more and more leaning toward getting the Grace.
I mean, Alonso's happy.
I'd be happy too, and I really like the homage to the A8s, the old A8s, is just very, very, very close. Like, this is what I would have imagined B&O earbuds, even back in 2000s, but the tech wasn't there for that, right? Now it's now it works, and I do like it a lot.
Well, you start loving people apparently if you both wear them.
One each. Age group. Oh, age group. Well, they're a little bit older than me most of the time. There's few younger people, but when it comes to the like a bigger system, let's say, if you start dabbling with 50s, these people are in their, I would say, 50, 55 age group category. But
not surprising. It's a shit ton of money.
It's a shit ton of money, but like I've had guys that were half my age that bought theaters.
Yeah.
So if you have a nice job and you get paid well and you like what you like, then it's very all over the place, but subjectively, I would say that it's mostly the 50 and up for a lot of it.
Yeah, what did they call them yesterday? Henrys? High earners, not quite rich yet, or
Yeah,
something like that?
Henry's. Yeah, that's right.
Because apparently around here, there's a bunch of lunatics that make 300-400 grand a year, and they spend it all every year, every month.
Hmm.
Like they save nothing.
Which is insane to me. Like if I were to make 300 grand a year, Jesus Lord,
Put
man,
half of it away.
at least. Like, I don't think I could even. Well, I could spend it all of it, obviously, but at the end of the day, man, you work in there for 5 years, like you're set for a long time. If you're not living frivolously, or you don't have a set of 90s in every room in your house, or 2 pairs.
Well, even if you put half away, right, in 2 years, you have 90s.
Yeah,
Like easily.
with their crazy increased pricing.
Yeah, and you can still do all the fun things. You
Yeah.
just, like, I don't know, I guess you can't do $500 bottle service every night.
That or drive 2 different Ferraris that you have on the lease.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually the older generation. Even for like the earbuds and headphones, yes, it's a younger crowd, but it's not. They're not 16-year-olds that come into the shop really that buy this. And those people nowadays, I think that generation doesn't really have the understanding of longevity.
Yeah.
And that was also what we've talked about with Tony, is that nowadays I guess the consumer culture has shifted to everything be disposable so much that they are really having a hard time, let's say, justifying buying a theater where you're buying it for at least a decade, for God's sakes, if not longer, and especially when it's a cradle to cradle certification. If it's an HDMI 75.0 that comes out in 10 years, you can just swap that particular board. If your amp dies, you just replace the amplifier board. There's not really that much. Well, there's a lot in the theater crammed in, but there's really not that much that can go wrong, or you can just upgrade. The physics of sound hasn't changed since sound has been sound, so you still need the drivers to move the air, so that stays. What else dies? The fucking panel up top.
Yeah, but
right?
those are replaceable.
But those are replaceable without anything that you got to be messing with. And I guess the only existential threat to the functionality would be that if the LG decides to not support the Bang Olufsen app. But then you kind of sort of still can use it.
Yeah, with the ARC, just it's remote.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then you use the app to change your listening positions or whatever.
Exactly. So there's still a way to do it or go around it or about it. But I honestly don't I don't understand the new way of the young generation's thinking, when everything is, why would I invest when I can just basically rent it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that people are losing the sense of long-term investment values when it comes to not just electronics, but I mean everything. Most of the people, like the students, they don't own vehicles. They do these rent-a-cars or whatever, car-to-goes, or commune auto as they call them, or we call them pedestrian behind the wheel, because they just drive and they don't care because it's not their car.
Yeah. Apparently in LA, one of the most frequently rented cars is a Lamborghini Urus.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre. But I guess if you want to flex,
Yeah.
there is no other way to do it, or not a better way to do it, because even though RSQ8 and Urus are basically built on the same platform.
But they are the same, just different badging.
But yeah, it's a different emblem on the front of the hood. Instead of the rings, you got a horsey, and the horsey apparently means a lot more status than
Well, the bull.
Or the bull, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I guess horsey is for Mustangs, right?
Yeah.
Ferraris. They're almost the same. But yeah, that's the way that it is nowadays. And a lot of the younger generation buys.
You'll figure out in America that they're not the same as soon as you meet a brony.
I'm sure. But I think that kids nowadays more or less invest in the headphones and earphones, because your entire media consumption is revolving around your cell phone.
Yeah, a
Or
lot
an
of people
iPad.
wear or watch TV on their phone only.
Yeah, I just don't know how people do that. Even though, yeah, there's not much to do sometimes to just doom scroll for a bit, but I still, if I'm gonna watch something, I turn on my TV and watch it. I don't know, maybe I'm just too old school in my ways, but I don't have a cable TV, so I guess I'm still not part of that. Well, my mom's generation per se, but even my mom finally just gave up on it and doesn't use the. There is no point to buy local TV or pay for it when it's just you're literally just getting news, and they're always bad news anyways. There's never been good news in the TV that I remember, and the rest is commercials, and it's just more and more. You watch a 20-minute show that takes an hour to play on the regular TV. So let's see, another poll. We're gonna be polling the piss out of you guys. It's going pretty fast, man. Oh my god, we got like 23 more minutes to go. Life flies by fast when you're having fun. But yeah, so it's, I guess, mostly Gen Zs, as you're saying, Ed, but it's really product dependent. It really is product dependent. But with the price increases, it's starting to be a little bit tougher to justify certain purchases, like BeoSound 2, which is what, 6,000 Canadian dollars, or was it $5,000 US here
For what?
for a BeoSound 2?
Yes, it's just under 5, and then the Ferrari one is
7.
5.5 US.
Almost 5.5.
Yeah.
It's 7,000 Canadian. So yeah, about the same. Well, the Ferrari one's done now, but I guess if you want the red color, then I would just go with the Atelier. Then you don't have the horsey there on it. You have a B&O logo proper. But to each their own. But then again, you buy that and it stays with you for years. Come to think of it, I have my. When did the BeoSound 1 come out? Like 2015? 16?
I think so.
So I've had it for 9 years, for God's sakes. If you think about it. I've had BeoSound 3, which is the old, it looks like a twin tower, more or less, radio. That's 22 years old now.
Yeah.
It's a glorified, not even an alarm, it's just a clock for me now.
Yeah.
That's all it does. It just shows time. I know it's an embarrassment, but at its prime time, it definitely served its purpose a lot. I always got a kick out of it when I split up with my ex-wife and I moved in with my mom, and we had a house by the lake. So you go to the lake, and I would always get, sir, excuse me. I'm like, what? I'm like, you can't bring wine.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't a wine box, bro. It's a radio. And you turn it on, and antenna comes on. I was like, oh wow. I'm like, yeah, this isn't. I got my wine in the backpack, stupid.
Campbell pack.
That's it, exactly. What is that? It's a red Gatorade. Leave me alone. So that's and I could have sold it. I wouldn't have never thrown it out. I could have sold it a long time ago, but it's one of those things that there's a lot of sentiment to it, because that was, I guess at the time, it was my car washing companion.
Yeah.
Because I actually mounted one of those brackets on in the backyard on the fence. So when I would go out to wash my car, I would just hang the radio there, and for what it played great. Like, obviously we all mature with sound quality and B&O also, and technology goes forward and forward every time. So, the BeoSound 3 in comparison now to me sounds like an Explorer, which is a little Coca-Cola sized Bluetooth speaker, right? But back then that was $1,000 investment to have an FM radio SD card player. Which sounds ridiculous nowadays, but back then it was also part of that whole portfolio where you had a BeoSound 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And then you can interchange the SD cards and record through and so on and so forth.
They probably were also limited to 8 gigabytes still.
BeoSound 3 can only do, I don't even think it can do 4 gigs. Because I know for the BeoSound 4 there was an upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a firmware. I think it was only on a firmware level where it was able to do an 8 gigabyte card. But we're talking 2004-5, right?
Yeah.
Like 8 gigs was a lot of room, dude. Like I remember when the BeoSound 2 came out, and they were giving you a 256 megabyte card, which was $150 Canadian back then.
I guess that's like 90 MP3s.
Yeah, if you do it, if you'd recorded it through the BeoSound 4,
Mm.
it would have fit more because it only did 128 kilobytes per second.
Yeah.
But for some reason, their codec was so good. I don't know what they've done, how they compressed it or decompressed it inside the BeoSound 2, but it wasn't really that far away from a 320 kilobytes a second MP3. And then again, this is the time when you actually still own the music.
Yeah.
You had your stuff, and the Beo player was a thing, right? Where you could just drag and drop and copy whatever tracks you wanted to directly into your BeoSound 2, and well, essentially, if we roll back the calendar to like 2008-9, BeoVision 9 was the first smart television on the planet. Because
Yes.
they were the first ones that put a BeoMedia server, and later it was BeoMaster 5 server inside the TV. And that was the first TV that was very cumbersome to navigate internet, but also internet wasn't as complex and
Yeah, and the
data
phone
heavy.
we're still whopping. Like the
Yeah. I remember, the flip phones, you had a WAP.
You could essentially get like weather reports like in a few lines.
And it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's a little different.
Or traffic update.
Yeah. But that's times change and go forward. But yeah, the B&O was one of them. They were the first ones that basically brought the PC and all the music you have stored in it into the master link, and not just master link, but into your rest of the home, where you don't sit there with your shitty little Polk audio speakers on them beside the monitor and navigate music. But you can now put it anywhere. So they're still ahead of their time in a different way now, I guess. And I think the theater is probably, if not the best buy, in my opinion. And it's one of the best products that they had come up with in, I would say, at least 10 to 15 years.
It's amazing how many of you guys still have cable.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it kind of, not to be mean, but it kind of shows probably your age in many ways.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's
nothing
the habit,
wrong
right?
with it. Yeah,
it's the habit of the generation that you
Yeah.
still, even though you don't watch it. Like, I've had clients that still have a fucking landline, bro.
Yeah.
What for? Some keep it like in apartments. They have to have it because it's part of the intercom system, so you can't let people in otherwise. But that's also now changing with these smart access point controls, and you basically just download an app. The intercom rings in your phone with the camera, so you can see who's there. But it's much different now than it used to be.
Tig8 says, is Spotify lossless actually any good versus Tidal? There's a lot of opinion in this, right? Qualitatively, it's nowhere near as good as Tidal.
I agree.
A lot of people still prefer it because of the user interface. So good is very relative in this sense. Is it good enough to listen to? Sure, absolutely. Is it good enough to be like do independent music testing on speakers or different systems? No. But it's definitely good enough to have a fun time listening to music.
Yes.
So it's not really a one answer fits all. Like, what do you want to do with it? If you want the best quality audio through streaming, go with Tidal. Like, it's not even like, other than Deezer, it's not really it's not really close.
No.
I mean, and even if you have Tidal, you can say you better have an actual library at home, because that's still better than Tidal.
Yes.
So
6, 7.
yeah.
But I when I swapped from Spotify, was the Spotify. The end of the Spotify for me was when they took it off to BeoMaster and BeoSound 5, because before that, the Deezer really didn't exist much.
Yeah.
Tidal wasn't even a word, other than a tidal wave, but that's a completely different set of circumstances you're dealing with there. And once the Spotify disappeared and the support for that was gone, it didn't make sense to me to retain the account, and just I moved over to Deezer.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good move, because Deezer is still around. It's been 12 years since the Deezer was introduced on the BeoVision Avant, and it works now that it's lossless. Excuse me, it makes no difference really acoustically. I used to have a Tidal back when Tidal was not even an app. And I ran the Tidal through the USB into the 90s to see what the difference in sound is and so on. And yes, it was good, but then you're only limited to how many tracks do you really have that are studio master recording.
Well, that's another thing, right? Spotify is essentially absolutely everything, whereas Tidal doesn't necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you run into this? I don't know where you live or what you listen to. That's nigh on impossible to say anything about. I mean, to me, Deezer has everything, barring one particular Dutch song from like the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only song I can not find on Deezer. But literally everything
is there. Yeah, there's very few things or titles that I've come across that I could not find. Yes, there is an issue with this thing going grayed out on you, right? When you have a playlist and all of a sudden, like, oh, what the fuck happened to the song?
Yeah.
And then a few months later, that's now black and the other ones are gray. And it's I don't know if somebody didn't pay the royalty bills or whatever that may be. But that's the only nuisance of it, right?
Yeah, or they're negotiating.
So it's on hold. But in all honesty, all the music that I have, which kind of sucks because I've ripped everything on the BeoMaster 5, all my CDs. And also that was the time when the music was shared by the amounts of gigabytes you had, right? Like, who had a bigger hard drive was better in a way. But because we were at the B&O store, a lot of people, when they were buying BeoSound 5, also one of those sales points were like, we will rip your music for you if you don't want to, let's say, well, that was before the CD Ripper even came out.
Yeah.
So we would rip the music, and once the CD Ripper came out and people bought those, and you rip it all in freaking Windows Media Audio, which was the only way that you could do it in the BeoMaster 5, which now is not compatible format for any Mozart platform. Everything is downsampled to a 320 kilobyte a second MP3.
Yeah.
So all of my music, it's not useless, but I would have to literally spend, I don't know how many hours of having my computer running to converting it.
It's hard to say without knowing how big the data set is.
I think I have about almost a terabyte of music, or at least 800 gigs. And out of those 800 gigs, I would say that 160 gigs are already in studio mastering, but they're also flipping Windows Media Audio files.
It could be quite relatively short, but then I'm still thinking it's going to be at least 8 hours. And not having any issue, right? Because essentially at that point, what you're doing is just changing the file allocation. You're not recompressing it and decompressing it.
Yeah. I would still do it that it pulls from one and dumps on the another hard drive, just to make sure that it
use Handbrake. It'll do it for you.
Once we go off there, we'll talk about it, because I really want to get my music up and running in that way. But then I guess the most famous Danish word, the workaround, is you can just juice it into the Plex server.
Yeah.
And you're fine, because it does its own, I guess, conversion and whatever else have you. So for that reason, I don't really utilize, not that I don't utilize, I have the streaming services are fine. Deezer's fine. And if I really, really want to get rectally in it with like super critical listening, then I just go through the Plex.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to do anything, Plex redoes it on the fly.
Yes.
So might as well do that.
And same thing with movies that I've downloaded over the years. It's they're stored on the hard drive, and there's not many movies that I have that I would watch and rewatch. And quite honestly, new movies are utter garbage when it comes to not just the plot, but also the way that they sound or the way that they're filmed sometimes. And
you're all dramatic actors, and we don't really talk properly.
Yeah, and then you're sitting there trying to fuck around with the stage width and whatever in your theater. Why does this sound like that?
Yeah,
but it's not the product per se. It's the source of that where the problem really resides.
Gopilon says Wi-Fi is working on 5G. Is it in the low radio frequency range? 20 megahertz. I don't think it's working in the high 5Gs. It sits at 5.6 or 5.8 gigahertz, and from memory, I think it's like 80 megahertz or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember those specs anymore. I just know that back in the day they were boasting about it, that we're using the demilitarized frequencies.
Yeah, and
for that transmitter.
That's like in the 5 gigahertz range. It's like channel 122 to 164 from memory.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're having Wi-Fi issues, right, just make sure your 5 gigahertz is set to whatever frequency range, doesn't matter, but that it's set to as a locked channel, that it doesn't like roll over, because that's when you get interference.
And that's when your speakers go orange for a second.
Yeah.
Best is always to hardwire straight out, but with, let's say, 18s, you can't hear the difference between hardwired and Wi-Fi because
they max out at the same thing.
They max out at the same thing when it comes to the internals and processing. So you're not really losing anything, or you're not winning anything, but I guess you're winning the freedom of placement without tearing up your walls or having unsightly cables going around the place, where that's the B&O way of living, where other people in the monoblock era or a monoblock part of our society of audio people, they are proud to display their cables because that cable costs more than sometimes a BeoSound 2, for God's sakes, for one side.
Oh, I've seen cables that were like $1,500 USD for a meter.
Yeah.
And then you just adjust the price per meter, right? And then you can upgrade the connectors on each end. It's like, Jesus Christ, like for 150 to another, that would have been like $9,000 in a cable.
That makes zero difference, in my opinion, completely, other than in your head.
It's like that thing.
Oh, fuck me. How the connector's got to be like a cement mixer plug, for God's sakes.
Do you use audio through the 5090 Type-C to USB-B for audio through BeoConnect Core? Well, it goes from the Core to the 50s, but I have used it. I don't currently. It sounds very good. You don't have the narrow wide control in like you do with PowerLink, but you can do it through the app.
Yes.
But it works. It's very high quality. I mean, you have to get a weird Apple printer cable.
Yeah. Or what the heck comes with? I think it's in all the Watt boxes have that.
One of my cats is going crazy outside the door.
I think he wants to come in and ruin the podcast. What is this? Rounds or the nose change?
The 5G raises to a fixed 20 megahertz. It's fixed now. Yeah, so you change your 5G to, so it's a high one. Yes, exactly, like we said. Also, just you can set it to a fixed channel, right? It stops the sweeping of your router.
Yes.
Because if your router, like almost every router, even the bargain basement ones, if they see congestion, they'll try to go to another channel.
Yeah, and they start hopping.
Yeah, and that's when you get interference with Wi-Fi. Because sometimes, depending on what channel you come, right, they go all the way around.
Yes.
Because they tend to go, they don't like tend to scan and pick one. They just go, next one. Is it okay? No. Is it okay? No. Is it okay? Until you're like it's a FM radio, right? It's eventually you end up at 88.1 again.
Yes. because that's just what it is. You just start from the full circle, you know. But yeah, do you think that the Weissa is more or less slowly drifting away into the seas of yesteryears?
Not on a flagship.
No. Well, but like, let's say Premiere, that's already deleted from it, right?
Sure, but even the theater has presets for the pentas, for crying out loud.
Yes.
Like they literally do that on the high end flagship stuff. Will keep supporting whatever you want. You just have to pay through the nose to get it, right?
Yes.
Like so, and then we're fine with it. But if you want to go cheap relatively, then we need to upsell you.
Yeah, you got to go with the 8s if you go with the Premiere.
And if you then want to upgrade, then do whatever. But the upsell still works with the upgrade.
Yeah, I wonder how the DPL is gonna fester up over the years. See if the test of time will prove its validity. I wonder if it's better sound quality through the DPL. I think they have a bigger data throughput, no, on the send and receive end.
DPL could potentially be higher quality, but still, like, it doesn't beat a wire, right?
I actually have the thought about the tattoo. I was gonna get it in Copenhagen when I was gonna get a B&O logo in my either like between the shoulder blades and whatever. But I'm not the one that like inks himself. So
my buddy has a tattoo of 90s on his calf.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're like the outline, and they're like they're very well done. So, have I thought about it? Only because he did, I have thought about it, but I'm not one to put needles to myself.
No, neither am I. Like I said, I've thought about it too. Maybe like I would do a henna tattoo for the 3-4 weeks, walk around like a goofball, and then it just washes off. But no, I love the brand, but well, I don't love anybody enough to put a tattoo of their brand or name on myself. I just.
I'm not even against it. It's just like it's not something.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
It's honestly not my thing. I don't have piercings. I don't have tattoos. I just have gray hair. That's more than enough for me.
Wait, you don't want like this thing as a nose ring?
the septum ring, right?
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Like have a sort of little Hitler B&O thing.
A Hitler stash. Oh boy, no. I'll pass. I'll hard pass on that. I guess you could.
We love the brand. Yes.
You should do the lapel pin and just pierce your nose through it. But yeah, no, we didn't. There has been a serious thought, and it was for the 90th anniversary, right? And you know, like I'm at the mecca of it all, but I kind of bitched out, and it stays that way. Quite honestly, I have the the little Nespresso little shakers that so I could like Sharpie a logo myself temporarily, for the podcast per se, but
permanent marker.
It's not that permanent, but it's been considered a few times, but it never materialized, and I don't think it ever will. I just don't know where would I put it, and would I be happy with the placement, because it's not like a fridge magnet that you can just take it off and move it over. Once it's there, it's there. So
you're gonna get so drunk someday. At some point, you're gonna have B and just above your butt.
Yeah, that's it.
Every time you bend over, you're the O.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen either, guys. Silly goose. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, are we done with the shenanigans?
Yeah, on that note, we're not 100% yet if we'll be back next week, because Willie's still here, and we might be doing something, but come and join the Discord if you haven't yet already, and that sort of thing, because we'll let you know probably, but we have some stuff to do.
Yeah, we're trying to maximize what we have here, because holidays are holidays. There's sometimes this was shut down, so we couldn't really do anything. But now,
like the first, it's shut down again, and you can't really do anything. We still have to go to Miami, and
that's it.
I mean, if it works better on a Sunday, that would be preferable over doing a show, but I'm sure everybody understands.
Maybe if we're too bored on the 1st of January, we can do a podcast then.
Something like that.
Because we're not going to go anywhere most likely other than Wawa's for a hoagie. We're going to hoagie that up, bro. Start the year with the hoagie and a stogie.
Maybe we feel so rough that we don't even want to do it.
Oh, yeah, well, we need to get fireworks.
Not just that. It's like after you finish all your fucking bourbon.
Well, we're already almost done the bottle.
Yeah, but you'll get another one, right? That you need to finish before.
There's going to be a lot of homework there, I tell you what. So, anyways, you will see it when you see it.
Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks for watching and Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah, Happy New Year. And bye.
Bye.